Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics with a fun DIY project for you today, and that's how to make a scrunchie. They are back in style. I'm seeing them all over the place. How fun that we could potentially be making some dresses for the little girls with matching hair scrunchies. I love that whole idea. So free download for you. Of course, the link should be in the description box. If you happen to be watching this video and you want to go over to the Shabby Fabrics homepage, at the very bottom there's a link, free downloads. Go ahead and just visit that. You'll be amazed at how many different free downloads are there as well. Of course, not just DIY, but quilting and other things as well. Hey, while you're there, subscribe to our news channel, and that way you don't miss out. Okay, super simple. You'll need one piece of fabric, 3 by 16. We chose some beautiful elastic. We had these specifically created for us during the middle of everyone's making face masks. We have the beautiful brights, pastels, and the neutral set. And we know that once the scrunchie is made, that elastic is truly inside. But I just love seeing the beautiful elastic. It's soft and just very wonderful to sew with. And more projects coming up, by the way, with the beautiful elastic. You have your fabric cut to 3 by 16. We cut the elastic to 6.5. If you need a larger opening, you have maybe a bigger ponytail, maybe you want to cut your fabric to 3 by 17 and maybe cut this to 7.5. You customize it for whatever you need. Whatever that length is, the first thing that you'll be doing is turning just one end by 1/2 inch. I'll turn that, this is the wrong side up. We'll turn that 1/2 inch, and I'm using a hot ruler because that helps me to find that exact 1/2 inch measurement. And we'll just give that a good press. Anytime you need to turn something over specific to a specific measurement, maybe it's an inch. I love that the hot ruler, I'm not guessing at where that measurement is. This can tolerate an incredible amount of heat. Once that's done, you will fold your fabric with the right sides together and give a good press all the way down. And then we'll be sewing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you're concerned about the fabric shifting on you while you're sewing, you might want to just put a couple patchwork pins in here. That way nothing is moving. Just pin all the way down and go ahead and sew that 1/4 inch. Now I've done that ahead of time just to save us a little bit of time on camera. So there's my folded edge, there's my 1/4 inch. Now we need to turn that right side through. And back in the day, before some of these cool notions were ever invented, I've used shish kebab skewers, I've used all kinds of things to try to turn things through. Well, someone recognized that there was a need and they invented the turn it all. And I love that there's 3 different sizes. So even if you're doing really small miniatures like doll projects, the legs and the arms, which are very difficult to turn through, this is what this is for. So let me demonstrate how this works. I will always pick the barrel. Now I'm going to pick the white one because the barrel will go inside the fabric that you're going to be turning. So I'm going to grab that one for now, put the others aside. You'll just feed that in just like this, and you'll gather all the fabric up. Leave a little bit there because that's the part that we will use our plunger. And our plunger is just going to turn that all the way through. And just like that, in literally a matter of seconds, your project is turned. I love that. I'm not fussing around with anything. Now I'm going to use another tool to help smooth that out because I don't want to have that tuck when I'm trying to press this out. So let's just push that through, all nice and smooth. Now that's my little flap there. So we'll just finesse that area just a touch. And we'll come to the iron and we'll just press. Now that one end, by the way, that has that tuck in it, notice we didn't sew that down. That's intentional. We didn't want to close that end because we're going to be doing something kind of cool, but that's a couple steps away. So let's just press that out. There we go. That's my clover point turner. I use that for so many things. Now that that's pressed, this is where we'll go ahead and use a really cool tool. This is called the purple thing. I actually use it in quilting, and the whole idea is to kind of hold the seam down as the presser foot's approaching so I get my fingers out of the way. But what I love about the purple thing is that it has this really great slot that's going to help us right now with our elastic. So just feed that in, kind of bring that into that little notch. We'll feed that into one end, and we'll use our Wonder Clips as kind of a second hand right now, third hand, I guess. And let's clip that, so that's not going to go anywhere on us. And we'll keep pushing that through. And we'll have our elastic inserted here in just a moment, just like that. Now, once you have the two ends of the elastic, you'll just pull your fabric back. We found it helpful to crisscross. Now, I want to throw out one option. If you don't like to zigzag, you may find it difficult to zigzag. One option you could do is cut this elastic much longer and simply tie a knot and then clip it. You can do that. But if you want to have that zigzag, one of the things I found when I took that to the sewing machine is as it kind of wanted to walk off from each other. So let me clip those real quick. I'm going to show you a really great double-sided tape. This is from Bone. When I was trying to make the samples, I was finding difficulty with, just like what I was saying, it kind of wanted to shift. I'm going to clip that one end real quick. I have a little bit of a double-sided tape, just a touch. You don't need a lot. You can imagine one roll is going to make a lot of scrunchies. See that shine right there? What that means now is when I bring the other side to it and I stack them and I pinch. Look at this. My hands are free. I'm not shuffling around. So let's head over to the sewing machine. I'm going to get started sewing and then come right on to the project. I like to do that just to get the machine established in sewing. So let's get started. Now I'm just going to come right underneath that. Fantastic. So let's look at that. So now we have this. This is the one that's got the fold. This is the one that doesn't. You'll simply tuck this inside. Get in there, just like that. And we will go back to our sewing machine now with a straight stitch, and we'll just sew top to bottom, and again, we'll be securing that elastic. So let's do that. And just like that, we have a scrunchie. How fun is that? Hey, share this with a friend. I know this is something somebody else, maybe in your circle of friends, might enjoy making. More DIY videos to come, of course. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do that. And I'll see you soon on another video.